Hello, everybody, and welcome to On Purpose Conversations. I'm your host, Crystal Burrell, and I want to thank you for tuning in today. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure you get plugged in at themissunplugged.com. On Purpose Conversation is all about talking to entrepreneurs and individuals about finding their life's purpose. Today, our guest is Chester's own pro boxer, Frankie Lynn, who started his boxing career with his first fight being a knockout of 32 seconds. Before Frankie was fighting in the gym, he was battling street life, but he overcame that when he found purpose, faith, and a relationship with God. Hey! Hey, serious, hey!
What's going on? The plug. How you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm really happy that we finally got to do this.
Me too.
I think this is a very necessary conversation. It's a lot of things I want to talk about. I want to talk about boxing, obviously. But I want to talk about faith. I want to talk about God, purpose, all the things we love to talk about. But before we start, I do want to do a toast.
Okay.
So Frankie doesn't drink, so we are going to be cheering some water.
I'm sorry for my business.
All right, so serious. All right, so we're going to toast to your fight, which is February 18th.
February 18th.
At Elevation Event Center.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to toast to success. We're going to toast to just a journey. Because I know how hard you work.
Appreciate
you want to add anything to that?
Now we're going to toast to the plug for having me on there. So it's definitely an honor, and I appreciate being here.
Yes, hey. A little good cheers. Alright, so we're going to get right into this conversation. So the first question is simple, but I want you to really think about it. Is who are you? And why do you think you're here? And not here, but why do you feel like you exist?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That's deep. I think I'm here for a testimony.
Okay.
For the younger people that's coming up behind me, the younger generation that's coming up behind me. Because of as far as what they're doing now, I did that and I made it, but also I have friends that didn't make it. So I think my purpose is bigger than boxing. I can see myself doing a lot of different other things as far as within the church, within the communities.
Okay.
Just blessing people the way I can.
Okay, good. I like that answer. So to piggyback off of that, would you say you feel like boxing saved your life?
Boxing, absolutely, 120%. I used to, middle school, I used to walk around with boxing gloves in my backpack, fighting people.
Really?
So, yeah. I ain't gonna say no names, but I beat a few people with the gloves on.
Oh wow.
In the streets, or whatever the case may be, and I had to start fighting older people. I was fighting grown-ups in middle school, so boxing definitely changed.
It came in handy.
Yeah, it came in handy. Yes, sir.
So all right. So to kind of just go, since we're talking about boxing, talk to me a little bit about that journey of when you really started taking it serious.
Well, it's crazy because I always wanted to take boxing seriously.
Why?
But I don't know. It was something I was good at.
Okay.
As a kid, I'm like, all right. Well, when we used to get into fights, and everybody, Frankie, you fighting. And then I win. I'm like, shit. I'm pretty good at this. So I just got to fight. And then, as men, we hold a lot of stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, when I started fighting, that was how I was outraging. I was telling my story, expressing myself more in the streets. My mom wasn't there for me to give that only shoulder on, or my dad was always at work, so I didn't have nobody to give that feeling to. So it kind of figured I went to boxing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you took a negative and turned it to a positive. It sounds like.
Absolutely.
All right, so how would you say, I know from now to childhood, right? You've probably been through hella stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How are you using your trauma and your past experiences as tools now?
That's deep. Trauma.
I told you this was gonna be serious.
Trauma.
Trauma.
Like I said, everything is a testimony. So everything is a testimony to me. So as far as using my trauma, that's when I go back and I can see eye to eye with somebody that just shot up a corner store, or eye to eye with somebody that just shot up a car, or shot up a bus station, because I've been there and I've seen it and I've done it. So it's like trauma. My trauma got me to another level in life.
Okay.
So as me explaining and giving them a better understanding. Hey, I've been there, I did that, but I'm here now and I'm doing this and I'm getting money now and I'm doing this and you know what I mean. So especially, I just had a conversation with a young brother. And I told him, I said, yo, you know, you can look at me up on Google. I was so happy. I said, take my name, and there I was, you know, as a professional boxer. So he looking at it like, hey, man, you from Chester? I'm like, yeah. I was just in Dominican Republic. I showed some pictures and stuff. I was just down Miami, so it was like everything. The trauma, I don't use it as an excuse. Like that's the main thing I don't do. I don't use it as no excuse because some people go through things and they don't bounce back. And some people go through and they do bounce back. So as for me, I look at it as I'm glad I went through these things. Okay. So I don't got no regret of none of my trauma.
Okay. But you do acknowledge that you have trauma. Absolutely. Like some people walk around like,
absolutely.
Nothing ever happened to me, like I'm good. Mm-hmm. So you're at least self-aware of that.
Yeah, I mean, but as far as men though, we don't get the chance to express that though. Mm-hmm. And we start expressing that to a female or anybody, for you look at you funny, he's like, oh, he's soft, he's a punk, especially if you come up in the street. So all the trauma is built inside and it stay there until you get to another level in life, or you got a connection with God, or you really find that woman to really open up to. But even when you find that woman, most guys still don't open up to that person. Right. It's stuck in there. Like that's something to go to the grave with. Right.
So you kind of use boxing as the outlet.
Absolutely. But then God, you know what I mean, he gave me a voice and I use it to tell everybody now. So like I don't hold or hide mine back. So it is what it is.
Okay. Okay, so we talked about the streets a little bit. The guy at the corner store, the one you ran into. Mm-hmm. What is some advice? Like, let's say he's like, you know, I want to get out the streets, I just don't know how. Because that's something we hear often, right? Mm-hmm. So what's your advice to him being on the other side?
So what got me out the streets was first thing first, I gave myself to God.
Okay, God. Shout out to God.
Shout out to God. Hashtag blessed up Jesus. Once I gave my life to God, because that's what happened. A few of my friends, they were still doing this and still doing that, and we all still tight. And I started going to church, and they did. Mm-hmm. And then next thing you know, they got caught up in a situation, and I'm like, damn, if I wasn't in church, I'd probably be right. I won't be here right now talking to you about it. So it's like,
I'd really be mad.
You know what I mean? So God helped me. He saved me, and he turned my life around. He started putting people in my life that wanted more in life as well, just like me. So I mean, it started with God. It's easier said than done though, because a lot of people don't go to church. A lot of people don't believe in a higher power. A lot of people just listening to rap music or a TV show or something like that, and they going with the flow. Like a couple of my friends, I just get up and I listen to rap music, and I go grab my gun, like, huh? Like, that don't make sense. Where the prayer at? Where your meditation at? You gotta believe in something. Mm-hmm. If you don't believe in nothing, it's kind of hard to get outside of the street, like, because it's like, what is you doing it for?
Yeah. And then how are you balancing that, right? So you have friends in the professional world now, where you're trying to go, but then you still have those street friends. How do you balance having a relationship but not getting sucked back in?
No, it's hard. I mean, it's one of the most hardest things that can happen to you when you get your life to God and Jesus. It's one of the most hardest things ever. I think about a year or two, my car, I was getting chased. Somebody was shooting at me. And I'm not in the street. I haven't been in the streets in years. Okay. But a situation occurred, and they sent an opportunity on me. It's so hard, even with Jesus. Jesus, right? Jesus never told a lie, never stole nothing. And they still threw rocks at him. He still carried on. Yeah, exactly, because he's doing right. So if Jesus went through all this, what makes you think we're not going to go through this as well? So despite my car, they shot at my car. My car didn't hit, thank God. But despite they shot at my car, I didn't retaliate. You know why? Because I believe in higher power. And the book said he the ones that's going to get the revenge. So it's like you got to take that mindset and really live like that. You know what I mean? So I found out who it was, but I didn't approach him. I didn't say anything to him. You know what I mean? Like it's all good because I know God's going to take care of it.
Right. So it sounds like your lifestyle's a lot different. And I think that's important when you're trying to change your general, like your lifestyle. So, one of your famous things that you love to say is blessed up, right?
Said blessed up.
So your car, on every piece of clothing, if you could have it. Talk about that and kind of like, I know for some people it's just a hashtag, but for you it's really like your life. So talk about like what that means, kind of how you're using it.
Hashtag blessed up means everything to me. You know, I'm in court right now fighting. They want me to remove it off my car.
I know you told me.
I'm not removing nothing. I'll continue to pay the ticket. It means everything to me. I'm not.
That's wild. I have plugs on my car. So if they ain't saying nothing to me,
It's more personal.
I know, but it's still crazy.
Yeah, I ain't tripping off it. But hashtag blessed up is when I started my nonprofit. And as far as hashtag blessed up, it takes me back from the street to where I'm at now. Where people was when I was in the street, people was calling me Frank G's or G's or that's the one, that's the boy right there. And now they calling me blessed up. Now they calling me champ. Now they calling me Frankie. Now they calling me inspector. Now it's like you wearing so many hats. It's like, okay, where does it come from? They're like, yo, and everybody starts saying, you blessed up. I've been through some situations where it's like, I never been shy. I've been shy plenty of times, but I've never been shy. And I always felt like God put a bubble around me. So it's like, where's this? People kept saying like, yo, you blessed up, man. Like you blessed. I'm like, yeah, you blessed too though. They're like, nah, but I can see it on you. And then it went from one thing to another. Then I sat back, looked over my life. I'm like, dang, I'm blessed up. Like, I'm blessed up. So blessed up go way back from the street life.
Okay.
To my nonprofit now. And I swear though, if I don't got no tattoos. If I ever get a tattoo, the first thing on it would be blessed up. Because it can mean so much for me and it can mean so much to you as well. So it's different aspects of it, yeah.
Oh, I love that. I think that's dope. You know? No, seriously. Alright, so well, we talked about that. So let's talk about your journey, right? Mm-hmm. So being in the streets, you're saying, you know, boxing saved your life, but ultimately it was God, right? Mm-hmm. I can say that. So how's that like building that relationship? Because I know in the beginning it wasn't so easy, you know, to have faith, to go to church and stuff like that. So talk about that relationship in the beginning.
So the relationship in the beginning, you will get tested more than anything.
Okay. You
will get tested more than anything because God want to see your faith. Do you really believe, or are you just saying, or are you going to church because I said I'm going to do this for you? When I first transferred over to really going to church and really believing with faith, I got tested more than anything.
Really?
Things was happening to me. Like I said, things were happening to me that I couldn't believe. And the first thing you do is to question God and says, yo, if you just believe as much as a mustard seed, I'm going to take care of it. But, you know what I mean, as people, you know what I mean, as people, if we're not coming up in the church or nobody's praying over the top of it, it's hard to believe. Like, I get tested here and there. Like I said, the car incident, that was recent. Probably like a year or two ago. That wasn't, and I've been in the streets in years. So it's like, you're going to get tested. And in the Bible will say as well, the devil will ask permission to God, can I go test
Can I go mess with this person?
Can I go mess with him? He get approval because I know his faith is right. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even till today, like I still go through things, but people will never see it. I mastered it. My faith is unbelievable. It don't matter to me. So as far as the whole situation, you're going to get tested. Mm-hmm. When you first start going over to God and going to church, you're going to get tested the most. I've been fighting with the cop situation as for a bike. And as much as I do in the community and the city church, I couldn't believe it. But
wait, stop there. What's going on? Like, you've been fighting with the cops for I want to know. Like, it's like now on a serious note. On a serious note, because you mentioned bikes.
So I ride bikes here and there. Started getting crazy tickets for my bike. But it's crazy because it's out of 20, 30 people that ride bikes, I'm the only one getting tickets. Right? So I'm the only one getting tickets, and I'm sitting there looking around. What's going on? But once again, it's another test.
Right.
Because I'm looking through my friends, they believe in God and stuff, but I'm more so off. Come to church with me, I'm praying, whatever the case may be. I'm one of the ones that's really locked in with God. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna test him then. So I've been fighting with the cops over bikes. Now I'm fighting them over
the
stickers on my car, tinted windows. Everybody got tinted windows. Like they picking anything. I just went to court for them. I'm telling you, I went to court, right? The cop said it was a citation on there say no seatbelt on. But he just told the judge it's so dark in his car I can't even see in there. So I said, you just said it's too dark. How you know if I had a seatbelt on? He put his head down like this and just like she still found me guilty. It's funny, but it's crazy though. It's still made me guilty, but it's funny. They're talking to the judge, and the judge like, nah, you're not allowed to have a tinted PA. Yes, you are. You gotta have a tint gun to take can be a certain amount of tint, but she just told me that's false. But that's why they got hired up. You know what I mean? Go to meetings, we don't get thrown out, it's not bothering me, but it's a test.
Cause I would be so mad. Well, you know, I would be so mad. So that is part of it. Like, you know,
it's a test.
It's kind of like God watches you, even when you by yourself, like how you gonna react to stuff. So it's like sometimes we think it's how we react in public, but it's about what you do when nobody sees you.
That's what I'm saying. It's a real life test. That's why we gotta repent every day. Because we think about things, we do want to do this and want to do that. Like I want to be revenge from the streets. These cops, y'all ain't from around here. Y'all just come here. Y'all got I think y'all nah, tough. I mean, I told the one cop, I said, yo, you want to rumble me or something? Like, we can go in the back.
No.
They ain't want that smoke. We said,
you know, we're a pro boxer, you know.
Yeah.
We got a lot of people looking at us. We got a lot. You got a lot to lose.
Absolutely.
And not that you're going to lose it, but don't let something like that.
Once again, it was a test. Everything the test is always building up for the greater. So it's like, okay, I see what you're doing, God. I started laughing. You thought you had me, God. I got you. Okay. But I see how it flow though. So, you know what I mean? I'm more humble now. It's making me more grateful, making me more understandable. So it's like, I'm meeting new people. Everything is about networking, connecting. So.
Okay, good. That's always good to hear. So quickly, I just kind of want to. We were talking about God. Obviously, that's what you believe in. That's what I believe in. But what do you say to the person that, like, yes, they want change, they want something different for their lives, but they don't necessarily believe in God or what we call God? Let's say that.
So as far as that statement, like I said, I don't judge anybody what they believe in, but you got to believe in something.
Okay.
So if you don't believe in my God, okay, what God did you believe in? Because that's how you're gonna start the conversation. Or I'm gonna start to say where I can go at, where I can lead up the conversation. But if you don't believe in nothing, it's kind of.
I believe in the universe. That's
what
I'm saying, people say now.
People are saying that, but it's still. I'm like, you believe in the universe? Then I say this: did you give Jesus a try? And they say no. So how you don't believe in God? You don't believe in Jesus, but you didn't even give him a try. So it's the same thing at work. You working hard as heck. You want the check to be there, and you want to raise. If you working out, you trying. But for some reason, people don't want to give God a chance. It don't make sense. I mean, I always welcome everybody to my church, Bible study, prayer line, and everything like that. I mean, because it's a blessing. And once you walk into church, no matter what church it is, you're gonna feel different. I mean, I've been through enough to know it. I know I ain't make myself out there.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't get this far by myself.
I didn't get this far by myself. I could be wrong, like I'm saying. Everybody believes different gods and stuff like that. It don't matter to me, as long as you believe in a God. So you know you got something to look forward to at the end. Like somebody is holding you accountable. I think that's the reason as well, though. Because you know when you start believing in God and you go into the book, Muslim, whatever the case may be, God is holding you accountable. Like you can't be out here just doing what you want to do. There's rules and regulations. There's rules and regulations in everything in life, and there's consequences. So it's like, I know it's consequences. So when it's come judgment day, it ain't gonna be me. Thank you, Lord. Open them gates, please. It ain't gonna be me. So.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like a constant battle. Cause you know, with me, like I'm always on the journey, and that's what it is. It's a journey. It's not somewhere you're gonna get. It's literally like a journey. So. I understand, you know, when people have questions, because I still have questions. But I always say, like, there's no way I would be here if there wasn't. So I think your story, I think having a testimony is what ultimately connects.
It draws a line.
And another thing that I think, you know, and some people agree, some people, you know, think it's wild. I think everybody believes in the same God. I think that people, especially religion, take little things. And this is why we don't. Well, this is why I can't be Christian because of that one thing. This is why I can't be Muslim because of that one thing they do. it's like, in my opinion, you guys are all serving the same God. So when I say God, I'm talking about, there's only one God, right? You know, so it's definitely a journey, but I think trying. I think that's kind of like what you said. Try. You can't say you don't like something if you never tried it.
You never tried it, that's all.
Like, and, you know, I think it's 2023. I think things are not traditional anymore. And I think, you know, church is great, but you can't have church in your car.
Exactly.
You can't have church in your house. You can't have church anywhere. It's about a relationship with God.
There's no excuse. That's what I'm saying. It's no excuse. You don't have the book say you do have to go to, it's good to go to church for fellowship. Like you said, you can't have church in the car, you can have it at home, you can pray, but people don't even do that. Like people make an excuse like for every little thing. Oh, I don't feel like I feel sick. Go pray.
Right. Do that until you feel like I have medicine.
Exactly. Go repent. You know what I mean? But people, it's hard. It's rough, man. It's rough. It's rough out here for sure.
Yeah. Okay. We can talk about that forever, but you know, we can't stay on one thing.
I got you.
So, you know, you're from Chester, born and raised, and, you know, I know kind of what that's like, but for somebody on the outside looking in, describe growing up in Chester, Pennsylvania, and describe the impact you feel like, good or bad, or both, that it had on you. Because, you know, we are products of our environment, and being from Chester is a beautiful thing, but sometimes, you know, it comes with the bad, so.
I think growing up in Chester was one of the best things that can happen to me.
Okay.
But it is rough down here. It do get crazy at its times, but that happens everywhere. It's just the Chester's so small and so compact. It seems like it's in a different world, but it's nice. A lot of people in Chester that's getting plenty legit money, plenty of legit money, and like you said, if the impact of growing up in Chester, it was hard though. It was rough. You know, so my dad was working 24/7.
Okay.
Then when he come on the weekends, he went to the motorcycle club. My mom was on drugs. So my dad at work all day, we run in the streets. So basically my dad was there raising us, yes, he showed us this, he showed us that. But majority of the time, he's at work, we in the streets. So it's like, and then when he come home from working at the Union Hall, he tired. So we got pizza once a week on Friday because we went to the motorcycle club and we was in the streets running around all day. So my dad brought us things. So, but I came up, I didn't have a lot of stuff though. You know what I mean? So my hair was always nappy, still is nappy, but my hair was always nappy. I had it from my dad. But my hair was always nappy. We brought us some sneakers, but he wasn't buying us the top shoes. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have the name brand stuff. We had a polo. We had no Jordans and stuff like that. So it was like, what you gonna do? You gonna start hustling, or you gonna pick the gun up? You know what I mean? So it's like, as for me, I tried both. So I'm like, nah, I don't trust too many people to keep walking past my pack. So I'm like, this hustle ain't for me. I picked the gun up. I like the gun. I like to shoot. I wanted to go to the Marines just to shoot because I used to love shooting.
Oh, wow.
It felt like it was another way of expression. So it was so much pain and everything built up. Okay. That's what I'm gonna get into now then. So I love to shoot. And as far as from boxing, I asked my dad to get me in boxing. He said he was too busy. My mom wasn't there, so it's like, how you get in boxing, Frank?
How did you get in boxing, Frank?
It's crazy. Got in boxing, good friend of mine, Ann from City Grill, man. We out there, we talking, we chilling one day. He like, I'm out there in a boxing gym. And this one, I think I was probably 20, 21. I was a young man. I was like, he like, he leave. I ain't asking no question. We all grown. He leave. He come back the next day, same around the same time. I say, yo, where the hell you going at?
You have something
yeah, exactly. How dare you? Like, where you going at? Because at that point in time, I picked up the gun, but I started working. I'm like everybody get money, so I'm working now. I wasn't picking up the pack, so I'm like, yo, you all for work? Like, where you going at? I'm going to the boxing gym. I said, what boxing gym? He says, a boxing gym on 3rd Street just opened up. I said, huh? I said, tomorrow I'm going with you. Man, go ahead, you playing. I said, all right. The next day came, I was ready. I had some dirty ass shorts on. I was real chubby. I was like 250 pounds. was like 250 pounds. That's how my journey started, 250 pounds. And I went down there to the gym. As soon as I went in there, I seen, I'm like, oh wow, this shit crazy. Like, it was free. I said, huh? It's free. And I don't gotta pay. It's free. Yeah, that's what started with Rock P and Coach Starkey. I believe the city of Chester was sponsoring them, something like that, whatever the case may be. But one of them said it was free. And I walked around. The first day in, I said, I can be him. I can be him. I can be him. I said, I beat everybody in the gym. Coach is looking at me crazy. What you? I said, well, let me spar him then. He said, no. We're gonna see what you got. If you want to box or not, people come here and get hurt. I said, I ain't gonna get hurt. The street mentality. You know what I mean? I'm like, I know I can fight.
Confident.
Yeah, I know I can fight. I didn't know none of these guys from the can of paint. I know they can't beat me because like I started to walk around with blood fighting people. I think like 2-3 weeks went by. They said, "Oh, you coming every day? I see you serious." I said, "I want to spar. I'm gonna show you what I got. Like, I'm serious." And I went on there. It was a good spar, but I came out on top. But it was just for me. I mean, I just started training. Training 2-3. They've been training for a few years now. So it's
Right.
like, Coach, like, oh shit, like, we got something here.
It sounds like you just needed someone to take you there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a clever way to say it, but pretty much, like, you just needed a way to get there.
I just needed a little push, a little help. Because I already got the drive and the motivation to do what I wanted to do. But like I said, my pops was at work all the time. My mom was on drugs. So the only thing we know is the streets.
Well,
yeah.
You got your feet wet. You had your first fight. And
Amazing.
I was able to attend, and I just, like, when I, on a serious note, like, I'm not into, like, boxing, obviously, like, that's not something I'm just going to boxing fights. But knowing you and knowing your story, and then actually being in the crowd, and the momentum, and then seeing people that you also know, other people near me that's in the crowd, was like, that night felt great. You know what I'm saying? We all felt like we won. And it just was like, yeah, so how did that feel to you? Because you were the one actually up there.
It's crazy because, as you just said, like that's why I say it's stepping in the purpose. Like, so, what you making that statement like that, said you was up there, everybody's happy, and everybody felt like they won. You understand like that? So it's a lot of people in Chester that do things, and when they win, everybody don't feel like that. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm touching people differently, like, and I'm so thankful of the situation. Like you said, it's the purpose. And that's part of that purpose right there. Like everybody, like you said, when we talked, you said some guy, he said, you was like, you probably don't even know him. And he was cheering for you, and then I won, and he disappeared. And I'm like, I didn't even get to see him.
Like, I'm talking to people I don't even know because it's like we're all here for a common goal. You know what I'm saying? We're all celebrating together when you won. It was definitely.
It was abrupt before that. It got crazy before that too outside.
You worked so hard for this fight. You know what I'm saying? And you knocked him out how fast?
On the book it say 32 seconds, but when I recorded it was like 20-something seconds. You know, it was definitely a blessing. Like you said, I've been working hard, man, and I think the most thing how I'm gonna come into every fight because I don't take no days off.
Right.
I'm here to put on the show. I'm gonna perform every time, man. God is good.
Yeah. And then that was like your first pro fight.
First professional fight.
And then you won it. So you're like 1-0.
I want to know.
So you're defending, like your fight that you have coming up in February.
I'm defending.
You're defending
I'm
it.
defending it all. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm defending it all.
Okay, so how are we preparing for that fight? Are we doing anything? Are we doing everything exactly the same? Have you changed up some things?
I changed up my whole staff.
Okay.
I'm with a whole new different gym right now. I like it though. I love it. It's more detail.
Okay.
I changed up my whole workout scheme or whatever the case may be as well. Like I said, I've been working out 2 times a day. So this time come around, like when I punch this bull, I want the crowd to feel it. So it's like.
All right. So my last question is, when you leave this earth, right? Because we all will one day. I know we try to hide from that. When you leave this earth, what do you want people to remember you by? Like,
I want people to remember me as a God-fearing man.
okay.
I don't care about the boxing. I don't care about what I did in the streets or how I changed because it goes back to our love. We was here to serve. So if the people know Frankie I could die tonight, they're gonna say he a party boy, this boy go everywhere he want. he do this, he do that. I remember saying, God-fearing man, he was always a giver to the community. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here to serve. That's what I'm going to stand on that forever. He's a God-fearing man. He always gave back to the community. He did block parties. Every time I have an event, it's free. He did this for free, did this for free. Because I don't think it's nothing about money. It's not about money to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not about money. Money, like, for me, I be having money. It's crazy because I be having it, but I never worry about it. So it just be flowing. Like, when you don't worry about certain things that come, when you seek God, God give you everything else.
Mm-hmm.
He give you everything else. Why you worrying about this? He give you everything else. You understand? Like, I got cars, I got bikes, it don't matter. My garage is retarded. Like, it was a garage. Like, man, I forgot I had this.
But you could lose it all today and you still would have the same faith.
It's the same faith. I'm about to tell everybody, man, remember me as a God-fearing man.
Okay.
I'm a God-fearing man. And I told you I'm gonna drink. It was on camera. I'm drinking it. From the earth.
From the earth.
From the earth.
Came from the earth. We were returning to the earth, they say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you. That was always such a good conversation.
It's always a blessing when we talking like that.
Yeah. You know, because I think we talking about purpose, talking about God, we talking about faith. There's all things I'm passionate about.
And it's pure.
And I think people need to see that. You know, we could have just had a regular interview. I could have asked you like, oh, you got a fight coming up? What's your favorite color? What you wearing to the fight? But it's like people are gonna watch this and be like, I didn't know that.
Well, I'm gonna give you a little secret. I wasn't gonna say that. What I'm wearing to the fight though.
Oh Lord.
I'm going back in Black History Month.
Okay.
It's deep. It's real. I'm gonna tell you over there though. It's deep though. Like it's serious. Like you probably cry.
I'm really into. Everybody know how much like they say I'm a pro black girl, whatever.
Listen,
I love my people.
It's deep. It's deep. I can't let the world know, but when they see me, I'm like, yo.
So February 18th.
February 18th.
How can people get tickets real quick?
The tickets have not dropped yet. They probably drop in the next week or so.
Okay.
Flyers and everything, but I will be posting on Facebook, Instagram, and I'm gonna flood the city. Y'all gonna see it for sure. It's gonna be everywhere.
Okay, we're gonna make sure we put your Instagram and stuff tag, on the screen so people can support.
Okay. Hashtag blessed up.
Yeah. Thank you again for doing this. Seriously.
Thank you. Straight from New York.
Straight from New York.
Straight from New York to the missing plug.
Hey,
with a headache. But let me say this though. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no excuses. Like, I feel like crap. I got a headache. My stomach bothering me. You see, when I came out in purple pants on and stuff like that. 2 hours away from New York, and I still came here to support a friend. There's no excuses at all, and I live by that. I'm gonna always stand on. There's no excuses. You're gonna do it, you get it done. Let's get it done. Simple as that. Hashtag blessed up.
Yes, and on that note, guys, I'm your host, Crystal Burrell, and thank you for watching On Purpose Conversations. See you until next time.
Yes.